In this video, I'll show you how to use a yes/no comment to give the CMM operator the option to skip the manual alignment during program execution. So I've gone ahead and created both a manual and DCC alignment, and they are both in groups, so that's why it looks so condensed. So let's go ahead and create a yes/no comment before the manual alignment. So placing my cursor before the manual alignment commands, let's go to the comments. You can see the comment icon there. So there are 6 types of comments in PC-DMIS. Today we're going to focus on the yes/no comment, and let's type in a question. So simple yes or no question. I'm going to click OK, so you can see it there in my code. And you'll notice that it has a C1 ID. So C1 is actually the ID of the variable. So this comment type is a variable, and it can contain either a yes or a no. So now we have to deal with the answer to that question. And the way we do that is by using an if and if statement. And that is found under Insert, Flow Control Command, Controlled Pairs, if and if. So this is one of the most common types of controlled pairs used all the time. So we have to do a little bit of editing here. So let's go to the right where you see the number 0. I need to insert some code. I'll make sure my cap locks is on. So the first thing I'll type is c1.input. So c1.input is how we capture the answer in the code. So it's either a yes or a no. So the input is either yes or no. 2 equal signs, double quotes, yes, and end with double quotes. So we could choose to deal with either the yes or the no answer. In my scenario, it's easier to deal with the yes answer. So the next thing I need to do is expand the manual group. So I'm just going to hover over the word no until it turns into a box, give it a click, and press yes. So in other words, yes, I want to show what's in the group. So now I need to actually cut the end if just with my keyboard, Control X. And where I place it is important. So I'm going to place it after the manual alignment features, but before the manual alignment command. So I'm just going to do Control V, paste it there. So what will happen now, I'm going to scroll down there, and I'm just going to highlight what is between the if and the end if. So everything you see in yellow. So what I've created now is a conditional block of code. So the condition is dependent on the comment, the yes/no question. If the answer is yes, everything in yellow will be executed. So if the answer is yes, the operator does want to execute these features. If the answer is no, then the if statement is false. So he's answering no, but it's looking for yes. So if the answer is no, it will skip the yellow code there and jump right to this point where my cursor is. So the manual alignment commands get executed, but not the features. So there you go. So if you are interested in doing this, you might want to just pause the video and check out my code and try it yourself. It's actually quite simple. So the next step, let's see if it worked. Okay, so let's just hit the execute button. So here's my question. Do you want to run the manual alignment? So if this is the first time we're setting up the part and running it, we want to choose yes. And you can see these are manual prompts. It's asking me to manually measure that plane, and I would step through it like that. And then measure the front plane. And then the side plane. And then here's my DCC warning. I'm going to click OK. As you can see, it's taken off into DCC mode. Okay, so the yes answer worked. Let's try the no answer. So let's run that again. So this time I'll say no and see if it skips it. So there we go. It did skip the manual execution of the features. And we have our warning again, and I'll press OK. And it just goes ahead and does that. So there are other ways to skip the manual alignment. We could use marking, so mark or unmark. If we unmark the manual features, I can show you here. I'll just hit F3 on my keyboard. The difference is it will always be skipped. So what I want to achieve is to have the option presented to the operator instead of using marking. So marking, you're constantly having to either mark or unmark it. This way, the program is always the same and you just have the option. Okay, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.